Hey, what up? This is Aaron Sands, and this is King Talk. Let's get smarter.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, your host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and 1/4 of the Premier Boy Podcast. And you are now listening to my brother Aaron King Talk Sands show, King Talk with Aaron Sands.
King Talk. Yeah, that's me. It's your boy Aaron Sands, and we are back yet again on another Friday. And you already know what it is. If it's Friday, it's King Talk. And as you know, if you've been following, it's the season finale. First off, where's my manners? Hopefully all is well. Hope your week went well. And if not, hopefully we can make it better with the season finale, King Talk with Aaron Sands. And as you know, if you've been following up, I've been kind of like teasing it a little bit, but we're definitely here. It's the interview y'all all been waiting to see. Me, Ken the Gentleman, from Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. It's been long coming. It's been long time coming, honestly. If you heard the last episode, the bonus episode I dropped for you guys, you definitely know that there's a lot we got to touch on between then and now. A lot of time has passed. A lot of stuff went down. So, we definitely going to get into that in a few seconds. But first, you already know, I got to give a big thanks to all you listeners out there hearing my podcast, whether you're from India, South Africa, America, Jamaica, all over the world. Just want to give a big thank you. We're at currently around, I would say, the 5,000 total views mark. And honestly, I tell you guys every week, and I don't know if you believe it or not, but I just feel real blessed to be at this point. You know what I'm saying? Even though we've been making a lot of strides, a lot more strides than I initially expected, there's a lot more work to do. And we're going to get into that over the course of the season finale. And if you've been following me at Aaron Sands Premier, then yeah, you'll definitely be hearing now a whole new different ideas of what we've been trying to do to help get the outreach out to more listeners out here. Because, even though I definitely am grateful for you guys listening, the outreach, we still getting the outreach out there. It's good for the first season, but we're going to keep it pushing. We're going to make this stronger. You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, I thank you guys for listening. I love you guys for listening. And you guys are way super appreciated. Definitely. And with that, without further ado, you heard this man on Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. You heard this man have spin-off shows on the Old School Show, the Countdowns. You probably heard his date night with some sexy baddies on there. Golly, we're going to have to talk about that shit. And you might even seen him on the street promoting. And on top of that, he's also into the Forex. Well, I would say the Forex stuff. I mean, if you count the grass in there, they seem a little Forexy. We're going to go with that, the Forex stuff. You already know. And you might have heard me do commentary with him on our Wrestle Talk. When it comes down to the Survivor Series, Royal Rumbles, my favorite pay-per-view, Backlash, you already know what it is. This man don't need a much more of an introduction than I already gave. It's the bro, Ken the Gentleman. What's going on, bro? You up?
Oh, we going right into it. Oh, okay. Oh,
we getting right into it. What is going on, bro? Welcome to King Talk.
Yes, thank you. I've always been here in King Talk. I had not been on screen, but yeah, I've been here. So you may know that I've been here. But yeah,
let's get into that real quick, cause I won't bore the viewers with the details of how we met, the stories of how we met. Chances are, if you heard the last episode, you already know how it, a good chunk of, how we came up and everything like that. But if we're getting right into it, we're going to get right up into it. You already know, I've been doing the whole King Talk situation for a little while now. Numbers been booming. People been listening.
Yeah, people, but, you've been killing the numbers, yo. You've been killing the numbers, man.
I appreciate that. I'm trying to, be a genius out here with this shit, so I definitely do appreciate that. But I also want to get into the role that you played in this whole King Talk process, because it has been a major process, from day one. And I would definitely want the viewers to know what's your role into this King Talk experience.
Well, my role in King Talk with Mr. Aaron Sands is I played behind the scenes. I'm the executive producer or co-executive producer. I work on the edit on the episodes. I put the episodes out. Me and Mr. Aaron Sands, we work on the idea together on what he wanted to talk about, and then I basically turn his ideas into reality. That's basically what I do. But even though I behind the scenes, he do the most more of the work.
Yeah, man, I definitely appreciate you, for the whole helping me build this King Talk experience to what it is right now. Honestly, I wouldn't even be able to do this without you actually talking me into doing podcasts, because when we were sitting there discussing podcasts from the Premiere Boys, you're like, you should do your own podcast, bro. And I'm like, yeah, nah. I don't know, man. I mean, like, at first I was real apprehensive about the whole idea. I was like, I don't even know if people want to hear what I gotta say anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because the thing is, you got a voice, you got a strong opinion of things, and like if you hear the Premiere Boy podcast, I'm the laid back type, but I have my reckless moments. Mr. Evans said he always had a lot to say, so that's why I feel like, yo, you should have a podcast show, because you have a lot of views that I feel like a lot of people need to hear, and if you already know from out of my friends, like if I know you got a vision of something that you should do, I'm going to push you to do it. So, and I was like, yo, say it, do it, son. And and one day he just said, yo, I'm gonna do it, Ken. So I'm like, yeah, and I'm happy that you trust me with your vision and trust me with the process. I'm happy to be a part of the journey, man.
Yeah, man, I definitely appreciate that. I feel like when it comes down to it, if I'm going to build something, I'd rather trust the people in my circle with my vision than unknown people, because,
yeah, definitely,
at least you guys, not just you, but, Roddy, Alvin, Germs, all you guys, y'all understand me the best when it comes down, to like my vision on certain things. Facts. Especially when it comes down to like podcasting and everything like that, and like promotion and everything. That definitely was like the backbone for me, like trying to get the ideas exposed out to a wider audience. So, I definitely appreciate you guys for that, honestly.
So you already know, man. And remember, they call you the master plan. So you made an idea to a reality, and now look how it's doing. It's killing on your first season. You've been doing amazing numbers, and like I said, bro, I'm proud of you, and just keep doing your thing, man. I'm here for the journey, man.
Definitely. And even though we've been making like dope progress, we still got a lot of work to do.
Definitely.
And we're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna do it. Sticking on to the podcasting vibe of the interview. We're gonna get into Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle podcast. The last time we spoke, right?
Yeah.
We was on season 2. We were premiering season 2 of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle podcast, and we were just getting into the Premiere Boys podcast.
Yeah, that's definitely fact. Yeah, that's definitely fact. Wow. That's a long time.
We got season 4 of the premiere of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle podcast. Premiere Boys is like TBD. We're still working that out, and we're wrapping up King Talk season 1. You know what I'm saying?
Fact. Yeah.
So one of my questions I have for you for that, I felt like I was always thinking about, like, did you think, like, I know we were building it to get this far, to get to a certain plateau, but did you ever think we would get this far?
To be honest, no, I didn't think we were gonna get this far. I know, if you want me to be honest with you, it was a time when I was doing Mr. Gym like the podcast, and I wanted to just end it. I wanted to just quit the show. Just quit the show altogether, because I'm going through a lot of issues at the time, and but the more people who came to me about how I inspired them in some kind of way, whether it's the podcast or anything that I do, that inspiration that made me just want to push harder, and it made me want to continue Mr. Gentleman and stuff like that. And I'm glad that I had a lot of people that supporting the show, so I appreciate each and every one of you for that.
Definitely. One of the highlights I do like about your show is the countdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing, because usually when you let the countdowns go, I would be cleaning up the house. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
And I always try to clean up the house. I usually try to clean the house with some dope music, and you kind of help out with that. So I think that's pretty cool.
I know. Let me address that real quick about the music, because I know if y'all listen to a lot of later episodes and no music on the later episodes, due to the big corporations to try to shut me down, and so I had to change the format when it comes to the music, so I can't play music on the show like no more like I used to. But since you love the Captain Show so much, I am having a separate exclusive Spotify exclusive only Captain Show starting at the end of June. Every last Friday in June at 10 p.m. we have a Captain Show. Yeah, this one out there here.
That's fire. That's fire. Breaking news on King Talk. You already know who break the stories. You already know the vibes out here. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's great news, though, man. You mentioned something about inspiration, as well. One of the things that I happened to catch on your IG page, and we're gonna get to your IG handle in a minute, is your inspirational quotes that you do. And I seen that, and I was like, all right, this is pretty dope, and it's knowledge that people should normally know, but for those who forget, you usually come out and help remind them, like, hey, don't give up on your dreams, be your best self, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. How did you come across being an inspiration for others?
I know I've been posting quotes on my IG page for years, but I remember this one time I was just doing it because I want to start something new on my IG page, just to see where it goes. I didn't think nothing of it at the time until one day I'm at Taj, promoting at Taj, and some random girl came to me. She was like, "Are you Ken?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I just want to say thank you, and asked her why you telling me thank you. I was shocked. I was wondering why. She was saying that I'll go on your page every day and you post nothing but inspiration on, and your posts that you be posting inspire me and make me feel better. And so I just want to say thank you for that, and keep doing that. So after somebody telling me that, a person I do not know, she just followed my page, or I probably did an event for Taj or something, telling me that, I was like, yo, I gotta take this more serious, make this into something, because people watching, and you inspiration, you showing people information, and you don't know who you're doing it for, so you just never know who's watching, you never know who you're helping. So behind that, I started doing a lot more. So like I did like Motivation Monday, Inspirational Tuesdays, WCW Wednesday. I used to have a thing called Mr. Facts Thursday, but now it changed to Mr. Gentleman Fact Quote of the Day Mondays, which I started out during the pandemic, and of course Love is Love Friday. Basically each day is some kind of content, so that has some uplifting and inspiration. So I wanted to do that to help others, and I feel like that's very important.
Okay. And I noticed you mentioned the pandemic as for like the Mondays when you started that, and I always wanted to know how people normally got through the pandemic. Now I know, like in New York, I don't know about other states, but I know in New York, we're just about at the last leg of this pandemic situation. As you know, yesterday a lot of the restrictions got lifted up, for the most part. We're about to be a little bit more open for New York.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna take it back a little bit. How were you able to keep your spirits up, and then still put out good content between season 2, season 4, through season 4, with everything going on with the pandemic, with you being like in the house and everything?
Okay. You know, this is about to get a little personal. So you know the story. You're my brother, so you know what happened to me during the pandemic. So I'm gonna tell it here. So the pandemic was really hard for me, physical and mentally, because if people heard my show, I spoke about it openly on my show. What happened to me during the pandemic? That when COVID came around, I got diagnosed with anxiety and stuff like that, and I started having panic attacks, which prior to the pandemic I never had that. So it was just like a lot happened. It happened like ongoing, and it was scary. It was a really scary feeling. I just couldn't, my mind just wasn't right mentally, but I had to, turn to God and help me through a lot, and just help me get through it day by day. And it was a lot hard because I couldn't put out no content because the way I would go through a lot during that time. So I had to figure out a way to get back to it, and and putting out content for the episode during the pandemic was difficult. It was difficult because it wasn't difficult to the point of recording. Because if I'm not face to face with you, I'm always recording through Zoom and stuff. So that was not the hard part. That was pretty easy. That pretty easy. I feel like the pandemic, when it came to my show, it made me step up my game a lot more though. And maybe because before the pandemic, I just had a mic. I just had a headphone and a phone to record. During the pandemic, I just stepped it up day by day. I got a mic. I got a new laptop. I got a new material. I got a light, and I just stepped it up and took the show a lot more serious. So it just made me turn the show into something a lot more bigger than it was when I started.
Okay. And that's one of the big things I was trying to figure out too, because I know during the Premier Boys podcast, right in the middle of the season, we got hit with the pandemic. We got hit with the pandemic. We got hit with personal stuff. And a lot was going on between what we call the quarantine series, of the Premier Boys podcast. I felt like in that stretch of time, we kind of had to revamp the whole shit.
And the crazy thing about it, when Premier Boy podcast first came back, remember our last episode before the pandemic was December 2019. That was the Grammy episode. And then we didn't come out with an episode, the Premier Boy, until May, a week after I ended on season 2 of Mr. Gentleman, the podcast. So, and we came out with the Premier Boy, and if y'all heard, I also got acid reflux as well that affect my throat. Y'all can hear it. Y'all can hear that on the episode of the Premier Boy podcast when we first came back. It was a lot. The pandemic was a lot, son. It was just too much, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like it tested a lot of people. It tested a lot of people personally. It tested a lot of relationships. Tested a lot of businesses. Yeah, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So, focusing it back on you and with your podcast, what do you feel like was your biggest accomplishment between season 2 from when we last spoke until right now, where you at midway through season 4?
It's a thing about it. It's a lot that happened that I could say accomplishments with the show. Well, for one, me getting the materials for my podcast show, like getting a mic, getting a new laptop, getting like a table, basically getting all the materials for the podcast show. That was one. I feel like that's one of the accomplishments. Also, getting both Mr. Gentleman and the Premier Boy podcast charted on the Apple podcast charts. That was another one. That was a shocking moment too. At that, and basically all 3 shows, Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast, Premier Boy podcast, and the King Talk, all growing at the same time into a bigger scale, and as we keep growing now, it basically it's us growing, pretty much.
Yeah, and I feel like that was a big thing too, because I felt like with the pandemic, us as a group, it forced us to grow more, because a lot of the stuff that made us feel comfortable was taken away from us. We wasn't working, the clubs was closed.
Exactly, yeah.
We were promoting hard body at the time. So when the clubs was closed, we had to get inventive and figure shit out. Like, all right, how are we going to build? How are we going to continue building? And we're all home. You know what I'm saying?
And also, that's another thing. We didn't mention about more of the personal stuff that happened in the pandemic. Me losing my job, and also losing the nightlife scene as well, because we was promoted as well before the pandemic. So it was that's another thing. So yeah, just to add to about the pandemic conversation.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, how did you I know if we're gonna get personal, we can get there. Like your job, I know you were working there for a long period of time, right? And the loss of that, a lot of your stores that you worked at, I'm not going to give them clout and mention names, but a lot of the stores you mentioned that you worked at, was going for bankruptcy because of the pandemic and things like that, and they just closed abruptly.
Yeah.
How were you able to manage that? How are you able to manage with yourself? You know what I'm saying? With all of that going on.
To be honest, it was mixed feelings. It was a sad time because I was there for a long time and stuff like that, and I had so much memory with that place. But at the same time, it was a good thing because I was finally able to move on for something I did for a very long time. And now that I'm a lot more happier than I was when I was working there. There was a lot of toxic things that going on that made me unhappy there. You know, on growth, for example, I wasn't growing, so that for a very long time kind of made me unhappy. But now since I'm going, I kind of got the freedom to do other things and other things and more time to do things that I needed to get done and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's like it's a mixture of both. A good and bad, in my opinion.
Okay. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I lost my job during I didn't lose my job. I got furloughed during the pandemic, but it kind of felt like I lost my job. But I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And it hit home because I'm like, I bet I gotta, rent was due, in a couple weeks. Life still was going on.
Of course, yeah.
In the midst of all of that, so it really had to become on a real grind type situation to try to figure it out. And that was like a major situation for me. And of course it affected like my mental because you imagine being in the house all day every day, you know what I'm saying, and it's not like you can go somewhere and do shit because COVID pretty much shut everything down.
Pretty much.
So you were pretty much stuck where you was at. So I just felt like it was like a situation where you really had to like sit back and reevaluate yourself and figure out what your worth was. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And I really did have to reevaluate myself because now with me going through the things that I've been going through, I had to really rethink of everything that I was doing and everything that I had to do and everything I had to do for my future and stuff like that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the future, what's next for Ken the Professional?
To be honest, just whatever every brand that I'm doing, build that. Hopefully I could own a lounge in the future. Hopefully I could have a studio, not only for Mr. Gentleman, but for the Premier Boys and King Talk and stuff like that. Hopefully we have a brand studio. Hope we go back to acting, do some movies and some TV show or web series and stuff like that. You already know me, son. I've always been known to want to do many things, and I can't even tell you one. I gotta tell you many things. There's a lot I want to do. Travel. There's a lot I want to do. I just want to be better than I was yesterday. That's the main thing that I want to do.
Hey, look, man. That's all we can do. You know what I'm saying? Is be better than what we were. The day before, the year before. I always feel like I'm never in really competition with anybody. Mm-hmm. And in my 20s, I used to be like, oh, fuck that guy. I'm the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But my thing is now, like, all right, I want to be better than I was last year.
Yeah.
What can I do this year to exceed my last year or my last quarter or my last month? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then proceed from there. But getting away from the Ken the Professional, I want to get back to Ken the Podcaster real quick.
All right.
You also, in the midst of having, successful Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, you also spawned a few, or should I say several spinoffs. We go, I got a list of them here. You know what I'm saying? I usually don't prepare for King Talk, but it's the season finale and preparation is key.
Facts.
So,
I
had some notes, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get into it. We're gonna start with the old school show, and I want to really get into this part before I really get into how you landed there. Your last episode of the old school show, you had the homie Roddy Rod.
Yeah, the co-host Roddy Rod. We're gonna get to Roddy Rod in a little bit more deep on a little later, but yeah, hopefully
we're gonna touch on that in a little bit. Also, you have special guest Mademoiselle and the homie Marsha up there discussing Nickelodeon, right?
Yeah.
And first of all, That episode was long as shit. Number one.
Let me explain that for a little bit. Yo, yeah, that was not play. That was not play. I would try my best to cut that episode limit to at least 2 hours. But the conversation was so good, it was hard to keep it down. You know, it was one of those things that it was one of those things that it would not. I didn't really. I would just go with the flow type of thing, and not knowing that it was almost 3 hours. like wow. It was which became a really amazing episode. But yeah, continue. My bad.
No, I get it. The episode itself, the content was fire. It was just like 3 hours. I had to break that shit off in like a few days, and I'm like, put the last hour on Patreon and make the folks pay for it. But you know, that's business me. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all had to treat that episode like y'all treated the Justice League, the Snyder Act. Version of the Justice League.
that should have been like a 3-parter right there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
That would have been fire. But there are a few things, and a lot of the stuff you had up there, a lot of content you had up there, I was like, all right, cool. I could rock with that. You know what I'm saying? But there was a few things up there that I was like, what? Are you serious?
Mention it. I'm curious.
I wish I was there for it, and I definitely did get the invite, but I was out.
The thing about it, you were supposed to be on this episode. That's the funny thing about it. You were supposed to be on the episode, but you know, you had to do some serious things. Which, by the way, congrats to that.
We gonna get into it. It's a safe space, you know. You just had to go out and be your fiance real quick. You feel me?
Yeah. So before we get to it, congrats to you, Mr. Aaron, saying to you and your fiance. I'm happy for y'all. Yeah, it's amazing feeling. You thought Black love, y'all. Support Black love.
And if y'all want to hear that interview with me and the future Mr. Sands, you can check out episode 2, the Valentine's Day special, right here on the King Talk playlist on all your streaming platforms: Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, do all that.
Shameless plug. You ain't know.
But getting back into the old school show, there was a few things I was like, all right, my guys, y'all gonna sit here for 3 hours and not mention that, or y'all gonna sit here and bash one of the things that got me, right? Y'all spent 3 hours talking about Nickelodeon and not once mentioned my brother and me.
I heard the thing about my brother and me. I did have that on the list. But a lot of us did not watch it at the time, because when the time that show was aired, I didn't have Nickelodeon at the time, so I couldn't really discuss that. And none of us didn't have Nickelodeon. I think Roddy was the only one who had Nickelodeon, but I'm not sure he ever watched that show though. Bro, so it wasn't no shade thing. I wanted to add it, but I can't. If I don't want to add it and don't want to, can't mention much about it.
Like I feel like my brother and me, right, was right up there with Gullah Gullah Island and Nickelodeon Black History. You know what I'm saying? It had to be, even though it was first season, and only had one season. I think we had like 12, 13 episodes all told. Like that right there, like it was because it was pre Kenan and Kel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and Kenan and Kel is right there on the Mount Rushmore of Nickelodeon Black History. You know what I'm saying?
True, yeah.
I felt like you had all that, Kenan and Kel, Gullah Gullah Island, my brother and me, Nickelodeon Black History Mount Rushmore. Honestly, Cousin Skeeter's an honorable mention, but I couldn't put him over my brother and me because I felt like that one season was better than 2 seasons of Cousin Skeeter. I'm just saying. And then as I'm listening on day 2 or day 3, I'm hearing y'all trash the shit out of Olmec. You know what I'm saying? Which was more than a rock, by the way. Had stories, son.
No, I didn't trash Olmec. I didn't trash the guy.
He was a rock, son. He was just a rock. He was scary.
I did say he was a rock, but I didn't trash the man though. I can't wait to be on the Legend of the Temple the reboot, son, because I'm waiting to be on that show. I'm waiting to be on that.
I ain't gonna lie, I would then sign up for that shit. I was listening to it, and I'm hearing Magna and trash. Like, it's for kids.
Nah,
that's trash. That's whack. Like, I'm on that, bro. You mean to tell me I get a chance to run through the temple and retrieve an item and put together the Shrine of the Silver Monkeys?
Yes, we could.
And then get paid to do it? Can a nigga go to space camp?
And CW officially announced it, the release date, October 10th at 8 p.m. on a Sunday night on CW. Yep, it's been announced. It's been announced yesterday actually. So y'all hear it here first. I think October 10th.
Talk is breaking all types of news right now. You know what I'm saying?
You already know. October 10th.
October 10th.
At 8 p.m. on a Sunday night. I think that's the date for Sunday night. But yeah, I know it's definitely on a Sunday night. Allegedly hitting Temple 8 p.m. Yep.
This is the best news I heard since the new Adventures of Captain Planet. I fucking love it.
Oh, and by the way, we got the childhood old school show childhood cartoon episode next month. So yeah.
Well,
so I want you to
So that's all the stuff that's not. So y'all talking about all the stuff that's not Nick or Disney.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, all the stuff that basically Saturday morning cartoons or afternoon cartoons, Cartoon Network programs, stuff like that. Yeah.
Are we talking Toonami?
Yeah. Toonami's definitely on that list.
Because honestly, I feel like you can't. Like, I feel like Toonami is its own episode because you gotta talk about the anime culture on top of that.
Well, when we get to that, but I want to announce it here. I want to mention Aaron Sanders on this episode, so I get it. I'm announcing it here. Aaron Sanders needs to be on this childhood cartoon episode of the old school show.
Yeah, because you know me. I mean, granted, you know I'm kind of a Nick fan. I wasn't a fan of Disney, but I'm more of a Hanna-Barbera guy myself. I'm more of a Hanna-Barbera, Warner Brothers, big guy. You know,
you're not the only one, son. You're not the only one. So
that's like my speed. I'm more of an anime guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta hit you out with the Yu Yu Hakusho. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's my stuff right there. That's my shit right there,
you know
man.
Saying?
You ain't know.
What I'm talking about. So
y'all hear it here first. Mr. Aaron Sand will be on episode 8 of the Old School Show, the July episode of the Old School Show, childhood cartoon, Saturday morning, afternoon, Cartoon Network, many more. So yeah, nothing to hear. Breaking news.
King talk, old school Sands.
Facts.
Yeah, man, that's fire though. So the Old School Show is really doing big things out here, you know, getting back into the vibes and everything. The Old School Shows are doing a lot of big things, but I also seen you have this date night talk, and I've seen a date night talk with a lot of baddies, bro. What is going on, man?
So before we continue, we get to the date night talk. I'm gonna tell you how Old School Show got started. So,
my bad.
The original story, and the original idea for Old School Show. So I remember one day I was just thinking of an idea. I already had an idea for date night talk, which we'll get to the idea a little later after I mention this. So I was like, you know, I want to do another spin-off show, and the original title for the spin-off show was I Love Music. It was called I Love Music, and so it basically talk about old school music only and stuff like that. And Retro was always the idea co-host for the show either way. But then one day Roddy with the talk to me keep mentioning everything old school, like, you know, sampling music and this and that about old school stuff. I had to thinking, I just slept on it. And then I woke up one morning, I was like, yo, the Old School Show. I gotta tell Roddy about this. The Old School Show. I'm gonna make a spin-off called the Old School Show. I hit up Roddy about it. Roddy was on board. We came up with the first episode, Black sitcom episode. Mr. Aaron Saint was the first guest for that episode.
Remember that.
Then we came with the What Happened to R&B Groups episode, with episode 2. Then we have a special Christmas episode. Which was after Roddy left the Premier Boy podcast, which we'll get to that a little later. Then we have episode 3 and 4 was top Billboard episode 2090 to 2000s, and episode 5 was albums, favorite album with Magna and Marshall was on that episode as well, and then we had the Nick episode, and then Disney is this month. So shockingly, the Old School Show became a really big fan favorite, and it has been crazy journey. And I enjoying this series. I enjoying this series, doing this series. I'm not gonna lie, it's really fun doing the show.
Honestly, I've been hearing some of the episodes for it, and honestly, I think it's one of like your best ideas yet. A lot of new stuff is out right now, but when it comes down to it, a lot of new stuff that's out is like, The There's some stuff that's fire, and there's some stuff that I kind of beg to differ with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Having said all of that, it's refreshing to see the generation that we're in, you know, bring back that stature of like where stuff came from. A lot of the kids out here now, and I hate to use the word kids, but let's be real, a lot of these kids out here now, they don't really appreciate, you know, where shit comes from.
Yeah,
because this new shit comes from somewhere. You know, you know, a lot of this doesn't just fall out the sky. You feel me?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
A lot of this, that's inspiration from it was from the stuff that we listened to, our parents and grandparents listened to. A lot of the shit that we and our parents watched. You know what I'm saying? So for us to sit there, not us, my bad, we're doing, you know, other shit, but for you guys to, you know, bring light to that is really refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a really big step like that. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Do you have it? Like, is this going to be like a situation where it might spawn off to its own thing between you and Roddy?
It kind of is. It kind of is already. Became the old school shit. Yeah, it kind of is a thing between me and Roddy now. Because originally, first thing first. Catchphrase where we took everything old school. That was Roddy's idea, by the way. I want to shout out Roddy for that catchphrase where we took everything old school. That's Roddy's idea. He did that on live on the air when we did your episode out of nowhere, and that was like random when you came on the show. He said where we took everything old school, and I like that catchphrase. I'm like, yo, I just like that catchphrase sound really dope. So I want to shout out to Roddy for that. Yeah, that's cool, bro. And yeah, I feel like because originally we were gonna give it to like 3 episodes to see how it would do and see if this gonna stay a thing or not. And it became a fan favorite. Everybody loved it. The Nickelodeon episode alone became my second biggest episode ever. So it's doing like really big numbers. So I'm like, wow. So now we definitely go do season 2 and possibly season 3 of the Old School Show. And we're gonna keep going. We're gonna talk about a lot of old school stuff. Cause every day, old school stuff start to do stuff every day. So I can't wait to talk more about the old school culture, the nostalgic culture. So yeah,
and that's always good, man, because you know you got a lot of things that's coming back. You know,
yeah.
So and the fact that the numbers are going up and people are actually showing interest to it, I always say if it works, you know, you got to keep it going. So yeah, that's fire. All right, so we're gonna move on from the old school show. We're gonna get into the date night talk, and like I said before, I've been seeing you do this date night talk shit, man, and there's a lot of baddies on this night talk shit. How did you start that?
All right, so the idea for date night talk, it was funny because I believe this was pre-pandemic. It was pre-pandemic, and I met up with a girl who came out to catch her a couple of times, and she wanted to meet up and stuff. And we met up with her. We were just talking and catching up and stuff like that. And she said, I told her about Mr. Gentleman the podcast. I said, and she was like, how she wanted to be on the show, but she wanted to talk about relationship stuff. So all right, cool, we can make that happen. She never came on the show, but it is what it is. But then another person came on the show. And she was like, she said she wanted to come to the show and she talk about relationship. So in my head, it's like this word relationship and content keep coming around. So I started thinking to myself. So the original idea for the Date Night Talk name was Date and Talk Podcast. It was a series and stuff like that. But I changed the name because another podcast had the same name called a Date and Talk Podcast. And you know, I'm not a person who like to copy people names and stuff.
So we don't do copyright. We don't snatch copyrights from this side.
Yeah. So I wanted to change that name real quick. I want to change that name real quick.
Make sure nobody noticed. You're like, wait, oh.
Yeah. And I listened to her show, so it's a her show dope. Hopefully I could be on that show soon. But yeah, so I decided to change it to Date Night Talk. And the original idea before pandemic was me meet up with a person face to face. We have dinner and then we just talk. It's like an interview setting, but in a dating setting, but in an interview format. And that was the idea. But since pandemic happened, I never got a chance to have that actual idea into reality. So yeah, so I just brought some people, like CC, Vanna B, Nala, and stuff that came on the show, and it was a good start. Because I also became a fan favorite as well. So it was supposed to come out as the actual podcast series, but like a old school show and stuff like that. But it didn't happen yet. So it should be coming real soon. The Day Night Talk podcast coming real soon. The actual podcast show. Once that get announced officially, I'll let you know.
Sounds good. Now I'm thinking about this whole date talk, concept, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not really a quiet storm guy type of guy myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, due to like the pandemic and things getting closed up and everything like that, did you ever had to go on a date, right? Like an actual date with a shorty and have to do it through like the Zoom process? Because I've seen a lot of people do the whole virtual dating type vibe, where they'll do it from home, like on Zoom or whatever, and they'll just have dinner or whatever like that, and they just vibe out. Did you ever had to do something of that sort?
Not dinner, but a conversation type of thing. Yeah, a conversation for not dinner, not the dinner thing, but more like just a conversation type of thing. And we had like a day setting and stuff like that. I only did like probably once. Yeah.
Okay. How did that work out for you? It made some sparks, made some love connections, Chuck Woolery vibes out here.
Oh yeah, you could say it made some sparks, but it was a different experience. But yeah, it made some sparks though. Not gonna lie.
Okay. Well, we're going to touch on that in a little bit more, but going away from the date night talk vibes, we're going to get into the conversation about music. Now, I remember we spoke earlier about the old school show, and originally you named that I Love Music.
Yeah.
But now you have a conversation about music. I sense parallels there. You want to explain that? Because I feel like there's some parallels there.
It is. And the thing about a conversation about music podcast, that podcast show happened before. The original show for that podcast show was called New Music / Unsigned Hype Fridays. They came after episode 10 of season 1. And I started that show where like I play a lot of new music, and then I play unknown artists on the show, so the audience could listen and stuff like that. But the plan for that show only came up to 5 episodes. The first 2 episodes did good, but the rest of them did. It got a lot of bad reviews. People saying that with no conversation, don't talk about music with me playing music all day and stuff like that. Yeah,
I want to hear that shit, bro. I want to hear the people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people didn't want to hear that. So I just scrapped the idea completely at the time. And plus, at the time, I'm still early in the podcast game. So when I started that, I was still early on it. So yeah, so I always said to myself that I'm gonna come back to this idea once I figure out how I'm gonna do it. So originally, the I Love Music was supposed to be that. It was supposed to be a revamp of that, but then the old school show happened, and I'm like, am I really gonna do this idea? I still feel like I had to rethink this idea about how I'm gonna talk about music on the show. And I believe episode 5 of the old school show, where we talk about album and music on the show, and I feel like, I think it's time to bring out this music podcast show. The original name was not a conversation about music though. It was I love music, but I changed. But I did change to a conversation about music, and I wanted to make it like artists that I know come on the show, and we talk about everything music. We talk about how they came up with their ideas and stuff like that, and how their brand. We play their music on the show. Also, I'm talking about every music topic. Old school, new school. Everything, some music news and stuff like that. So yeah, and that happened. The first episode just happened. The pilot episode just dropped on the first Sunday. So every first Sunday, the pilot, every first Sunday, accompanied by music podcast, it dropped. That's when it dropped. Every first Sunday.
Okay. And what do you feel like are your goals for this? I know being that it's new and everything, you're trying to refresh the music podcast vibes and everything like that, and I could appreciate that. But what do you feel? What goals are you trying to reach when it comes down to the conversations about music? Are we having music guests? What are we doing here?
Yeah. I have a music guest. Yeah, I have music guests. Some artists, some unsigned artists. Hopefully, some mainstream artists in the future. Hopefully, and basically the people, if whether they hear some good music that's not mainstream right now, some unsigned artists who got some dope content, I wanted to come here first for them to get their voices heard. It's like they can't get no platform where they can get heard, they can start off with like the podcast and get it heard there first. So basically to make my audience know who the artist is, so they could enjoy it, so they could be a fan, end up being a fan of it as well.
Listen, I definitely get that. I mean, granted, when we used to do the whole music vibes with Blaze Up Click and Teddy Overload, I wish we had a situation where we could hit a podcast and be like, yo, this is our shit. This is what we're about. You know what I'm saying? And to get that extra exposure. You know, I feel like now is way more easier.
A lot more easier.
Yeah, to get your shit off on the music end, you know, than it was like maybe 5-10 years ago when we was out here actually trying to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got SoundCloud rappers putting anything out and they're getting signed up. You know what I'm saying? 360 deals, no less. But, you know, still, you know, you got so many showcases out here now, especially now when things are opening back up little by little.
Yeah.
You know, that's happening in a big way. Podcasts like yours and like mine, you know what I'm saying? I feel like right now, us being podcasters, I feel like we have that reach to sit there and put out, you know, to help the next up and coming artists try to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I always feel like if you have to reach, utilize it to help the community and not just, you know, help ourselves. Because a lot of times I feel like we help ourselves with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely true, yo.
Straying away from the podcaster Ken, I want to delve into nightlife Ken. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I kind of have a question for you. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to like the YPG 5. So you already know, if you listen, for guys who just jumping into this, if you know, heard the last episode where we discussed YPG and everything like that, you already know the background, how we started up with the homie Compton. Shout out to Compton.
Shout out to Compton, man.
Out in Rebel and everything in Octagon. And then we swung over to Todd. Shout out to the homie MTA Rocky. Troy Christoph and them boys.
Chris AC.
Chris AC too with the Contra vibes, you know what I'm saying?
Frankie Banks, yeah, all them.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the bros, you feel me? For putting us on to that vibe, you know what I'm saying? And then the pandemic hit, you know what I'm saying? And my question to you with that is, where did you view YPG's future when that pandemic hit? But before you answer that, we're going to slide a quick break in here real quick. Give you some time to like marinate on that answer real quick.
Yeah.
And then when we come back, we're going to jump right into that amongst some other topics real quick.
Let's go.
You know, this King Talk Aaron Sands, the season finale. I got Ken the Gentleman up in here. We're going to do part 2, a part 1 of, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get the part 2 version, the side B version of this interview. Be right back. Enjoy the song real quick, though.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, what up? It's your boy Aaron Sands, and I know you're enjoying this episode of King Talk right now, but I want to dive in a little bit and talk about the Premier Boys podcast. You got me, Aaron Sands, Ken the Gentleman, the homie Roddy Rod, and long live the Chief Mally Mal, all in the building, talking about the hottest entertainment topics, the hottest news topics, and giving our own take on what's going on out here in these streets. It can get raunchy. It could get crazy. You might even be talking about somebody's mama. Who knows? But every Wednesday at midnight, check us out on Apple, Good Pods. Don't forget to drop that 5-star rating and all wherever else you hear your podcast. Now back to the show, man.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, your host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast and 1/4 of the Premier Boy Podcast. And you are now listening to my brother, Aaron King Talk Sand Show. King Talk with Aaron Sand.
And we're back out here at King Talk. Aaron Sands, you already know the vibes. I got Ken the Gentleman from Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast in the building.
Yeah,
I'm here. Got that in there. And we're going to start back off to where we left off on side A. You already know, Ken. This is side B. And we always get it raw in side B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, pause. You know what I'm saying? But starting back where we left off, talking with Ken. Right now, I want to talk with Ken, the promoter. You know what I'm saying? And you already know the pandemic and everything like that. That kind of sat us down. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to know your thoughts on this. As a promoter, where did you see the future of YPD when the pandemic first hit?
I wasn't sure where we was going to go. You know, with clubs, closed, and you ain't know as a promoter. If you don't come to the club for a couple of weeks, they're gonna forget about you off the bat. So I thought that they're gonna forget about us. That's what I thought. So if we want to get back up, especially if you're not main promoter, you gonna get forgotten. And I had a feeling that was gonna happen for us. Also, due to my personal reasons, I wasn't sure if I was going. My mindset was to get back in it due to what I was going to do personally. You know, so I wasn't 100 on. If YPG was gonna come back as a team, as promoters, I should say. But yeah, I wasn't sure if we was gonna come back. But yeah.
All right. I definitely get that. I want to touch on the personal parts of that situation for a moment. So there was one night, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't at this club. I wasn't at the club that night, and I got a call from Roddy, right? And he told me that a lot was going down. It's like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot who was there, but I think it was the homie Andre or whatever. I'm not sure. But I think one of our bros got kicked out the club. You was like done, you know what I'm saying, spazzing and everything on some security guards that shall not be named because we're not going to give props to people.
Yeah.
And shit went, in short, shit went all the way left. And I looked at that, you know, this is right before the pandemic too.
Way before the pandemic. I know that. I remember this night. This way before the pandemic.
And I was like, all right, bro, like how the fuck, you know? And I always felt like with the way the team was going, I honestly felt like that was like a low point in our, you know, situation. And we had a lot of low points, by the way.
Yeah.
But had a lot of highs too. A lot of low points. But this one in particular kind of changed the trajectory a little bit. You know what I'm saying? In terms of how we wanted to handle ourselves in there. Would you agree to that or not? And if so, why not?
Yeah, no, I agree. Because I remember this night faithfully. Because I remember 2019, this from January 2019 to early 2020 before the pandemic. Yeah, before the pandemic. I was in a dark place. You know, I was in a really dark place, actually. I just wasn't happy with my life at all, or where I was heading and stuff like that. And it kind of whatever I was going through personally, kind of affected everything that I did. You heard my podcast show around that time. Yeah, y'all heard my voice was like, didn't sound like I was happy. Y'all see me in the club. Y'all know, y'all could tell just by me getting drunk not getting drunk out of turned up, getting drunk as a blackout drunk. To the point that you don't remember what happened. That when you know that it wasn't trying to turn up, it was something mentally going on with me. And I had to really rethink of everything that was going on and had to change my whole mindset and try to make myself happy. But what if I told you about, you know, the job situation? Because during that time, I was happy. That took a lot of my unhappiness, working at a place that, you know, with no growth, working at a place that, you know, with the toxic behavior that affected you in your mindset. So a lot of personal stuff around that time affected me. It affected my nightlife situation to the point that it took me into a really dark place and stuff like that.
It's crazy because it's like there was one night. I think it was either that night or it was a situation before that. I'm not really big on memory when it comes down to shit like this, but I do remember there was a night where I pulled up to the spot and Troy put me to the side. We went to Studio 21 for some reason. I don't know actually why, but we went to Studio 21. And mind you, it's my first time stepping back into Studio 21 since we promoted it years ago.
Yeah.
And he asked me like, yo, what's going on? You know, he's trying to figure it out because, you know, this is affecting, you know, not only, you know, the professional side of the nightlife situation, but, you know, the personal too. You know what I'm saying? Because we're supposed to be like a team and everything. We working together. You know, we have a pretty close relationship with, you know, the main promoters there. You know, this is something that, like, you know, people are trying to figure out. And I always was like, you know, I can't really. I had an idea, but I couldn't really pinpoint it. And if I pinpointed it, I didn't want to like just jump out and, you know, express all of that because, you know, it was personal shit. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I'm not the type of guy to unleash that type of shit unless I have sole spoken consent that I could.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So me, I can't really bring that up. But I didn't know if you had any of those conversations with him regarding that. I don't know if that was shared and if you would like to share that here tonight.
Yeah, Troy did hit me up asking what was going on. I did tell him about the situation at the time and stuff like that. He told me to don't come back for a while too. Like, you know, you definitely ready to come back. And I feel like, I did need to step away from everybody. I remember that was the first time in a while that I was down on social media for that period of time. I was not on social media. I didn't promote my show at all. I didn't even did an episode for that period of time. I was off the ground, and then people started to know, like, yo, what's going on, Ken? Why not showing up to the club? Why not on social media? Like, I literally disappeared on everything. I didn't post nothing, and like at all. So people know that something not right, you know. And it was the time that it was a really mental dark place for me at that time, man. I
remember I had to like
pull
a couple times and make sure you're straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I know we did met up. We met up. We actually did met up around that time. You and me. You remember for your photo shoot, for the photo shoot, but like the pocket photo shoot and stuff like that. And that was the time when I was slowly getting back to myself around that time. Yeah.
I always feel like when it comes down to certain situations like that, people definitely need their space to sit there and figure out, you know, how to best assess the situation. A lot of people that I see, you know, they try to be around people and try to appear okay. But I always felt like, you know, when it came down to that, you know, I feel like you use a lot of energy in trying to appear okay.
Yeah.
That you never really, you know, take that type of time to actually be okay.
And the crazy thing is, you know me, son. When it comes to things, I don't show that I'm going through stuff. I always work like everything's normal. And I think that's always been my issue. Like, I always continue to, you know, say somebody passed away. I always continue to work to, you know, so I can focus on the problem, and that's usually the issue. Because if you don't know when you don't deal with your problem, it's gonna come out at the wrong time, and that happened to me a lot, especially around that time. So, yeah, you just never know what somebody going through, even if somebody don't talk about it. You know, you just never know what somebody going through.
That's true. But what would you tell somebody, right, that's listening out there, you know, because like I said, we touch a lot of international countries worldwide, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we touch the States too. But, you know, we overload the world with this King Talk vibes, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure there's somebody that, you know, that's probably going through some dark, bad times or whatever. What would you tell them right now that would help them get out of that darkness that you was once in?
You know, talk to somebody, you know, even talk to God, pray, try your best to stay focused and try your best to stay positive the best way you can, you know. And if you know you got a problem, try your best to figure out what the main cause of the problem, so you can work on the main root of it. You know, things don't get fixed overnight. Things take time in the process of getting things together. So just work by day to to focus on the process.
Nah, that's a fact. I ain't gonna hold you personally. I had to go through those situations too, especially recently with everything going on and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I definitely came to you, for those, for advice for going through like dark times and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because seeing you go through those dark times and you coming out, I'm like, well, shit. If he come out of those dark times, and if people I know, family and otherwise, come out of those dark times and be better for themselves, I'm pretty sure I can do it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always feel like that's a pretty big thing. On a lighter note, we're gonna get back into this nightlife shit real quick.
Yeah.
So talking about the nightlife industry, right?
Yeah.
What are some, because we know a lot of people that just go to the club just to go and turn up. And we also know people that go and they get their money and everything. They really ingrained into the nightlife industry. What are some secrets you could tell people out here that they don't see, that they don't normally see?
That that being a promoter is not all glamorous in which I think it is. Yeah, we got power, but it's not all glamorous what you think it is. If you think about it, when you go to the club, it's like a popularity contest. People, well, especially the promoters, especially us the promoters, like a popularity contest. People come in and show a character that they don't usually show in reality. It don't match their reality. Let's say that. Let's say that, and yeah.
All right, so I feel like I get that because then since we're on the personal vibe, I could be personal on this too. Like I feel like I go to the club, you know what I'm saying? It's Aaron Sands. We out here getting it, flashy vibes. You know what I'm saying? Buying hookah, Long Island iced teas, picking up shorties. You know what I'm saying? Potentially breaking tables. And then there's Rondell, who's a home guy, and committed relationship, 9-to-5 guy, killing it in the professional world, in corporate America. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I do agree. There's like two different, situations. And sometimes people could kind of get both of those mixed up. And I always felt like that was like a recipe for bad living. What say you?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I agree, because when it comes to Ken, aka MrGentleman, versus Kenneth, it's a completely different. People don't hear Kenneth that much no more, because I don't like to show that side. That side very shy. That side is Kenneth is very to himself. He don't like to be around people. He got friends, but he don't like to be around people. Kenneth got picked on as a kid a lot and stuff like that. Ken the Gentleman is different. He about his business. He handles things and just focus on it. People love Ken the Gentleman and stuff like that, but he likes to help others as well. So it is. I do agree with you. It is two sides to people. It is two sides to people when it comes to the club and reality.
No, I get that. Definitely. I'm glad you were able to see it like that as well. So there's a topic I got to get into with nightlife industry. And I feel like where I'm going with this. It had to be spoken on. What better platform to do it than King Talk?
King Talk. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, let's get it.
Nah, nigga, that's me, bro. Come on, son.
My bad.
You gotta get into big girls, bro.
All right.
Gotta get into big girls. And here's the thing. Before we get into this, I just want to make a quick disclaimer. I love all girls. You know what I'm saying? Whether you big, short, slim, thick, real slim, tall, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I got love for all y'all. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel that this next topic is going to get a little sensitive, because it's the kind of culture we're in right now, it's cancel culture. I ain't trying to get canceled. I just started this shit. If you feel like this getting a little touchy, fast forward for about another 5-10 minutes.
I agree. I agree.
Fast forward for about another 10 minutes, because this might go a little bit left. All right. Yeah. And I ain't trying to get caught up in no bullshit. So if you feel like, is this a little sensitive? fast forward like maybe the 5-7 minute past this mark, and then you'll see another topic. All right, so I'll get y'all a minute to do that real quick. All right, so big girls, right? There was an event. It was your birthday event. I think the last birthday event you really threw, not the one recently, but the one before that.
At time, well, the last, no, that actually wasn't the last club birthday, but yeah,
that was the last one, right?
No, the last one was Studio 21, but yeah, but me trying to make it a tip at Taj, yeah, that's the last time me trying to make it a tip at Taj, but yeah.
All right, and on that night, a lot of our people got turned away, and a lot of it came down, to size, man. Yeah, and it was a major uproar. Major uproar.
Major. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I get kind of choked up talking about this shit.
Yeah,
because a lot of it affects our people, our friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we got into the topic of bias in the club. You know what I'm saying? Where certain group of females would get in, sometimes would get in free and be straight, while, sometimes like the bigger ones, or, the ones that don't look crazy, not to group them in the same group, but, they would have to pay, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have to pay a pretty penny, So do you feel, right, post-pandemic and everything like that, counting that too, do you feel like you still see those biases in the nightlife industry right now?
I do feel like it's the same. I feel like people do want their club to be filled with images and stuff like that. They do want club to be like the most glamorous, because that's the image they want to portray. So they feel like it's out of place. They're gonna try their best to not let the one that they feel is out of place not inside. Me personally, I wouldn't do that, because I'd rather have everybody welcome inside. But I can't control what the venue does, because we not the owner of the venue. So we can't control what the venue does. That's their image, that's their how they do it. But yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna fight. It was hard. It was hard that night, being the personal and the business side, to handle that situation that night. It was a lot. It was my birthday. My friends couldn't get in, and and it was hard to know what to do, because I didn't know what to do. It through my birthday, I had people who were even inside. I can't just leave. It was just a lot. So that, I mean, for me personally, that situation was hard thing to do, son. I'm not even gonna lie.
I ain't gonna hold you. That probably was one of the hardest nights that I had to promote.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly, you know what I'm saying? And best believe we had some hard nights to promote, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where, we was, smacked in the club and we still pulled out wins and shit, but we're going to get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But this particular night in general kind of stood out for me. And I really wanted to touch on this in this interview because, we talk personal shit.
That night was hard. And the fact that it was my birthday was even more harder, Cause now in reality, everybody think I'm in the club enjoying my birthday. I didn't enjoy my birthday that day. That was probably one of the worst birthday I had that year. So it was I was not happy for a while, but that happy when that happened, and a lot of them was upset with me behind that. And like I said, I don't have no control with what the venue said. I had no control with the venue said. We had nothing to do with that. If we did, that would be a different story. The ending of that would be a lot different. But yeah, it was hard, man. And
there was a picture. I ain't gonna hold you. There was a picture that you, me, Roddy, James, and the homie Jalen. Shout out to Jalen. We all took the picture, and he was like, I swear to God, he was like the happiest person in that picture.
He was
the happiest person, the single most happiest person in that picture. Everybody in that picture looked pissed.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of oh Ron, I was still in the club turning up, and we had we dealing with all that bullshit. And I'm like, bro, that was not a turn up at all. I was literally planning a next move outside of Taj.
Yeah,
because of that night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We
So
was. We were planning to go to Jolie's after,
exactly.
but that's a different story. Nobody didn't show up.
And here's the thing. Not to cut you off, you know what I'm saying? Because that's bad interview skills, but not to cut you off. Here's the thing about that shit. A lot of people complain about Taj, right?
Yeah.
Being the way that it is, and a lot of the upscale clubs, not just Taj, but a lot of the upscale clubs in general, you know, being the way that it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I get that, right? I understand that. In light of that, I do the research to see what else is out there so we can cater to the crowd. That's, you know, to that same crowd, not to the same upscale crowd, but to the same crowd that had to go through all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, push out and then in turn land the event and then push said event on the same night of Taj,
exactly.
Right? Direct competition. So you were doing Taj while I'm at Jolie's, or we both was at Jolie's swung over to Taj, or we swung the Taj and then we swung over at Jolie's. Which, by the way, has some dope hookah, by the way.
And then that was like an NXT versus AEW situation.
Yeah. And just and the second part was people that were complaining about the Taj shit didn't even show up to
Jolie's at all. Like they did not show up to Jolie's at all. They keep saying, where y'all got other than Taj? We got Jolie. Nobody showed up. Showed up.
I'm openly giving you another lane that gives off the same octagon vibes with the leniency.
Exactly.
You know, it sucks when you give people what they want and it's still a no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, sometimes you try and sometimes you try to do different things and it goes left and you're like, I bet, you know, at least I felt like for us as YPG, at least we gave that a shot to be like, I bet, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know a lot of the, you know, upscale venues have their own set of rules, but I do want to sit there and say, as not only as Aaron the podcaster, but as Aaron, one half of the CEO of the Mighty YPG, that we in no way condone any discrimination on any bounds for anybody. We love all people.
Definitely,
you know
we love all people. Definitely.
Whether you a short, thick lady, you know, part of LGBTQ community, you know, whether you have disabilities. I was cool with we was an Octagon, and there was like a little person, an Octagon.
Oh yeah, right.
That I was wild cool with, that I saw in Jimmy's while I was taking pictures in Jimmy's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't discriminate in no means. So I never want the narrative to be like, oh, YPG out here discriminating. Exactly. We discriminators. Them niggas is trash.
Or we act in Hollywood. Or we act in Hollywood and stuff like that. But that was never us.
Bro. Because end of the day, we'll pull up to the same Brooklyn parties all day, every day, and then shoot out to the upscale parties and put a tie and a fucking blazer on, and then book tables wild smack. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that's the right thing to do, but it can be done by us. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put that out there, honestly, to set the mark on that, because I never want us to have that type of interpretation of, oh, we the bougie niggas, they trash. Nah, like, come on. Out of here.
No, we never that type. We never that type. We very humble. Even though, it's been times that we got big headed, but yeah. we got big headed at times, but yeah. We never Hollywood though.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'll keep it a buck with you. This king talk. I was more big headed in that situation. Nah, for real, because I felt like I bet. You were more like humble about the whole situation of how we were, getting W's and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck out of here. We're better than at least 60% of these promoters. From what I'm seeing out here, we're better than at least 60% of the promoters here in the club tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a shit. I'm cool with everybody. I don't got a problem saying that. At a certain point, when I know for a fact that we're putting in work and it shows.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm definitely gonna toot my own horn and put that crown on. You feel me? Like,
Definitely. I can say our work now, the Taj Day, been a lot better than our early days. I would say that. Like, I would say that. You know.
Yeah. I could definitely agree with that. So speaking of like, you know, getting like smacked in the club and booking tables, I always ask, you know, I don't really do guests too much on the first season of King Talk with Aaron Sands, but I always want to ask the question, right? Like, what is your craziest drunk story? Where you knew shit was alright, but it was still a dope night. You know what I'm saying? Not to where like it was personal, but like a funny drunk story. Go.
Okay, a funny one. It's a lot. It's a lot. To be honest, the best type of drunk that I love to be is when I'm a flirty type of drunk. So it gotta be something with a girl where me and the girl we vibing and we just end up making out and stuff. That always been the fun night for me. You know, the funny drunk for me.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I seen a few of those, and I'm like, dude. It was one time, and I want to know if I'm pretty sure this is a safe space. I'm hoping it's a safe space.
Yeah, King Talk. King Talk. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so it was one time in Taj years ago. Just to be clear, years ago. That we was at Taj, and there was somebody you met up in the club you were talking with. You know what I'm saying? And y'all always used to do y'all thing up in somebody's VIP section. None of y'all owned the VIP section that it was going down in. But I was always up in there. And I'm like, how the fuck? I know that's not your section. And I know that's not your section. You don't even know these people. What the I ain't saying shit, right? So that was going down, right? And then there was a couple girls we knew. They were coming in, and one of them you used to talk to. And I'm like, oh shit, bro. What the fuck? I gotta get you up out of here, Leo. I'm like, yo, shorty here, bro. Shorty here. And you're like, who? Like, over there. I just pointed. And you were like, oh shit. I was like, yup.
I remember that night. And remember, I was single at the time though. But I remember that night. And yeah, it was a girl. It was the time with a girl who I was basically we've always been on and off, making out on and off. And with a girl that I was dealing with at the time. Well, I was dealing with at the time. And where that she just showed up at that moment, that was just crazy. And stuff I'm
like, wait a minute. I know the guest list is open, but I didn't know they were coming. Like, I didn't plan that. I had nothing to do with the outcome of that situation. You feel me? Like, I was not in control of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of that. Like if I was to make out with somebody, and then somebody I used to dealt with will come into the night out of random at that. Yeah, it was always been a weird day. Thank God, during the promoted day, except for 1 year, I was single for most of my promoted days. So that's a good thing, you know.
Yeah. I can't say the same, you know what I'm saying? I can't say the same for that, bro. Like, I can honestly say during like my mid to late 20s, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was breaking a lot of hearts in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember Octagon Days was crazy. That was your birthday party I'm about to get into. It was crazy. I got 2 smacked, and I was making out with a shorty, and then the shorty that I was dealing with was like probably 4 feet away.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Probably no more than 5 feet away. Like, the couch was there, the bar was there. She was like in the middle of that, and the person is on top of me. I'm like, oh my god! And I was drunk, so I ain't think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And then the next morning, my phone went crazy. Like, it was like a parrot just going off. Parrot going off. You know what I'm saying? And back then, you know what I'm saying, I had the gift of gab, so I was able to clean it up.
Yeah.
And be straight. You know what I'm saying? But would I do it again now? Hell fucking no. Like, I am risking way too much, bro. That's what growth is called. You feel me? That's what growth is called.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, growth is a wonderful thing, man. I ain't gonna front.
Hell yeah, bro.
Growth is a
Like
wonderful
I
thing.
can't do that shit now, bro. Like
Me
honestly.
either. Me either. Yo, me either.
So veering away from the drunk stories, quarantine happened. You didn't have a birthday party during quarantine. We did it all on Skype. Skype situation was alright.
Yeah.
Fast forward to last month actually.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We did your birthday party. You had the return of the birthday party, but not at a club. We did it at Bowl 360 out in Queens. Shout out to the good folks at Bowl 360 for holding your birthday bash and everything. The fact that they don't take chime is wild to me, but whatever. You know.
Yeah.
And it was a small situation because of COVID, which I could respect.
Yeah.
And there was some familiar faces that I seen there that was like, all right, cool. I ain't see y'all in a minute. We all linking up, we vibing. You know, it was good to see everybody back together again.
Yeah.
On that type of aspect. But there were also some faces that I did not see there. You know what I'm saying? That I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. What's going on? And then I heard your podcast. And it was a quick one. It was like an in and out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I like the ones that you're interviewing people about their businesses and their brands. And I always feel like that's dope because, you know, you have, you know, it gives them an opportunity to push their stuff out to a larger audience.
Yeah.
However, I like the short and quick ones because I always know there's some shit there.
The personal episode.
Yeah, man, it's always some shit there. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on with that? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I gotta ask you, bro, what the fuck is going on with that?
So my birthday situation, how I did it this year, could remind you, I didn't have a birthday for 2 years. Last year, you know, pandemic. The year before that, when I was going through my dark times. So for that, I was just like, yeah. And, you know, in the past, when I did birthday with clubs and stuff, I used to do a big birthday. You know, I couldn't do that this year because of the pandemic. And, you know, dealing with anxiety and stuff, I do not big being outside during the pandemic. So I wanted something small. And, you know, shout out to everybody who came out for the event because pretty much how I invited everybody to the event was everybody who checked up on me from when I go through my hard time to the pandemic. So yeah, it wasn't no shade to people. Well, some people it was shade to some people actually. I can't keep a straight face on that. But some people who they hit me up saying that why I didn't invite it, it was mainly because of the pandemic, or at the time I probably forgot to invite you, which is kind of true. Cause I kind of did forgot to invite people. I only could bring 12 people. So when you can only bring 12 people, you know you can't invite everybody, and there's some people I wanted to invite. So that's one of the reasons. Second reason was it was some people in the circle who had other people in the circle. And y'all already know me, I'm not big with drama. So to minus the drama, I did not invite those people who had problem with other people in the circle. So yeah. And the last reason is it was some people that I don't mess with at the moment. I don't mess with them. People fake. And I didn't invite them at all. I don't talk to them. So the thing is, if I invite somebody to your event and you don't talk and they don't like you like that, you know. So yeah, that's my reason for that. I know some people did hit me up to clear up the drama, and I appreciate that person for that, you know, and stuff like that. Cause it was because one of the people, not gonna say the person's name, it was a misunderstanding, but we cleared that up, so I'm happy about that. But 2 other people, it's just like, you know, yeah, whatever. If you fake, and even the people that who was upset that I didn't invite them, they don't talk to me on a regular anyway. So why would I be feel sorry for not inviting you? You know.
All right.
Yeah.
You know. I'm gonna do a king. I'm gonna deviate from the king talk script real quick because usually, unless if I decide to give you clout on the king talk vibes, I normally don't.
Yeah.
Notice I didn't mention a lot of names throughout the course of this episode and this broadcast.
Yeah.
But for your permission, would you like to mention one of the people that you're speaking on in that last point?
I mean, I thought about it, blasting him, but to be honest, I don't want to. I don't want to give him that clout. I don't want to give that person that clout. He don't deserve it. He don't deserve it. So no, I'm not gonna mention no names. Only if he's listening, he should know who he is. That's all I can say. He should know who he is.
Okay.
So yeah.
I can respect that. Taking the high road, I like that.
Yeah.
Why we take the high road in this time? We don't dig dirty. Same place up quick.
Nah, I mean, I was thinking about doing that here, but that's not even the person I am. By me doing that, it ain't gonna make me no different. So nah, I'm not gonna take that road. I'm just gonna speak my facts. That's basically what it is.
Okay. Yeah. Staying on a fake friends topic though, granted we're not gonna get no clout to nobody, on this topic real quick. But staying on the fake friends topic, at what point, right, during the pandemic, because I noticed you said something about the pandemic where, a lot of certain people wasn't hitting you up on that aspect, but when it came time to the birthday, when certain posts was up, when the crew was crewing up, you know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people was underneath the post talking about, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why I didn't get a fight, or I don't like that, fuck that. And one of the things I like, one of our bros, Rob, shout out to homie Rob, he kind of jumped on that, real quick. Yeah. And I was like, yo, I appreciate that because, that's real shit. That's real crew shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all tend to look out, we look out for one another on that type of front. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's good vibes. At what point during that pandemic you felt, fake vibes from the person you're not naming?
Well, the thing about the fake vibe from this person, it's not something that just happened. It was something that happened a long time. It's something that happened, basically been building for a long time ago, and the person not realizing what he's doing, And remind you, I'm not getting it just from me. A lot of people saying the same thing now. So a lot of people, I've been saying for years, a lot of people seeing it now. And it's just that if you keep lying about something that I already know the truth of, what the point? That just, that's one thing. If you keep lying about something and I already know the truth about it, then why you lie about it? Let's keep it real, And that's a big thing. And that's the big thing. That's the biggest thing though, is that lying for no reason at that. And then lying on some more stuff to other people that's your friends in your circle. It just once the trust is gone, man, there's no come back. And I'm a Taurus, so yeah, once the trust is going, there's no coming back,
That's the craziest thing. Like, I always feel like, when it came down to it, I always felt like, all right, I spoke on this on the podcast a while back. You know what I'm saying? Once the respect is gone, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think Mal said it best when he was rebutting the Joe Budden's podcast situation.
Yeah.
He was like, once the respect is gone, I'm gone. He literally ended with that. He ended with that because, it's a big thing.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? If you're building a friendship, fuck the business for a second. We're just talking friendship.
Yeah.
If you're building a friendship, which will transcend over time because, you're trying to build connections and everything. You're just trying to be a good friend to somebody. One thing you don't do is start lying to niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or start lying to other people, you know what I'm saying, to be on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always tell people all the time, no matter what, you do not have to lie to kick it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You get more respect from me if what you're saying is on some real shit.
Yeah.
I might be mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I might be mad at you and I might be, I might be a little bit, peeved or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'll get over it because you respected me enough to tell the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can work past that based off that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once you start lying to me, and then you're telling, not only lying to me, but lying to me but telling the truth to others.
Exactly. That
Like
was the
how it's not going to get around.
That was the biggest thing that bothered me. That was the biggest thing that bothered me more than anything. You know, and I got over that situation, but then I heard it again. It got resurfaced, and more people knowing, and I threw in the dark like, yo, like what's going on? You know, that's what bothered me. You know, that's what bothered me more than anything.
But they're not saying it to you.
Exactly, except for the real,
excuse me,
except for the real ones. But yeah, it's just that bothered me a lot. You know.
And that's my thing. Like, and for me, like, if I'm in a situation, I'm like, and I'm hearing shit, I'm like, oh hell no, this isn't right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I'm under the impression, like, all right, you need to tell this person what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm going to tell this person. And if I'm still hearing that you ain't tell this person, I'm like, oh shit, you like that? Okay, I'm going to tell this person. We gonna see what's up. And that's what it is for me. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I can't stand watch by and see shit go left and be like, I'm not going to say nothing because, you know, somebody said not to say nothing and it affects the people that I care about.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Here's my question.
Yeah.
And I know, and I always tell you, and I want to get, this is not a disclaimer to the viewers, but this is a disclaimer to you. Yeah. The situation happened where we did see this person when we returned to to Taj, you know, recently.
Yeah.
And a disclaimer to you, I in no way had anything to do with what went down that night. You know what I'm saying? And I know you believe me in everything, but I really do want to bring that point home because, you know, I understand how it could look. And for me, being aware, unlike most niggas, I know how to read a room.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, I know you believe me, but to keep it a buck, I had nothing to do with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I'm not gonna front when that happened. It was like, wow, weird. So I had to ask you quick. But I do believe you that you didn't have nothing to do with that. I believe you on that. You know, it was just weird. It was just weird timing. It was just weird. It really was weird timing. You know, like
because normally, if we were all to link up, we will all link up there or in front of the spot.
Exactly. Yeah.
So to link up there for that shit to happen, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? What?
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird, son. I ain't gonna lie, that was weird, son. Like,
right now, like
for real,
right now,
out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. I was just like, wait, what? Like,
yeah. But here's my question, though. Here's my next question. If I was to plan something of that magnitude, to where, you know, you knew, and the person in question knew, you know what I'm saying, and y'all had to sit down with me, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, mediating. There you go. Mediating that situation. One, would you be open to it? And two, if he tells you the truth right there in front of you, what would you do with that?
I mean, I guess I'd be open to hear it. I mean, I guess I'd be open for it. And I mean, I'd probably be happy for finally knowing the truth. It's been long overdue because it was many times that could have happened. You know, many times it could have happened. But yeah, I mean, I don't. See, I can't even answer that right now. What I would do, I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. We good.
Okay. Here's my thing, right?
All right.
If you see, like, for now, this is for the viewers.
Yeah.
We got a lot of, like I said before, we all over the world with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For those who are going through a situation like this, when they got friends that's supposed to be close but are going through a situation where they're looking for honesty, or they want honesty from the people that they're close to, you know, but they're not able to seem to get it. What would you tell them? How would you tell them to go about it? What advice would you give?
Depend on the situations. Hear them out. Keep it real. Keep it real with them. Don't lie. Don't lie about it. If they ask you about the truth and you lied about it multiple times, then clearly they don't respect you. They don't respect you as a person, and they're just not going to change. They're going to see from what they is. If it's a friend that did it and they're like, yo, I apologize for doing that. I didn't mean to do it like that. I didn't know I would like this. At least that person trying. If that person had not done none of that, then you know where they place in your life. And do you really want to deal with that in your life? That's up to you, you know?
Yeah, man. I can agree with that. You know, like we allow what we put up with. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like if we're willing to put up with bullshit, it's mainly because we allow it. Whatever that is on us, because we allow to put up with what we allow to put up with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if we put our foot down and there's some things that we see that we beg to differ with, and you know, we sit there and be like, nah, that's not how we're gonna move. I want different because, you know, I want more for myself, so I'm gonna want different from the people that I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? You gotta set those standards.
Yeah.
You know? So that's a big thing for me. Honesty is key, and you ain't got a lot to kick it, you know. So
exactly. Keep it, be yourself. To be honest, yo, you was with us because you were being yourself from the beginning. So don't change because you think that we want you to change. Unless you change for the better, to improve yourself, not because you want to be down. That's not cool at all.
Yeah, you were down with just being you. You know
exactly.
What I'm saying? And we loved you for that. So just be you. Just be you, and we'll love you for it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least I would. I don't know how Ken feels about you at this point. But, you know, like, listen, you be you. You got me as a friend. You know what I'm saying? You don't be you, I got to look at your side because, you know, you're not being you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's where we at with it. Veering off from that shit, right?
Oh, thank God.
I asked you this.
Yeah.
I asked you this in the interview in season 2. I'm gonna ask you this when you're hearing towards the end of season 4, and I'm at the end of season 1. You know I gotta ask, bro. You doing these date night talks and shit, man. We getting back, you know, we getting back in the promo vibes, and then doing all this. There gotta be a certain shorty out there that, you know what I'm saying, that's seeing all this and is rooting for you through all of these vibes, man. What's going on in that department?
Dang, I knew this question was going. I knew this question was coming, but you know, it is King Talk. Yeah, I get to hear it here first. I am in a relationship right now, actually, and I've been in it in a while. And
King Talk exclusive.
And yeah, I'm not gonna care much about it. You know, I'm not big about talking about my love life. You know, just shout out to her. You know, she a good woman. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
All right. See, that's what it is, bro. Congrats on that. You know what I'm saying? I know it's been a minute. You know, you've been out here playing a single game for a long time, and you had the jersey and all that.
Very long time, actually. Very long time.
Yeah, man. But now, you know, you hanging up the jersey and shit. I'm out here hanging up. We hanging up the thought jerseys, bro. You know what I'm saying? Retired from the game. It's up to Roddy now. You know what I'm saying? It's up to Roddy to figure it out.
Thanks, son.
You got the KD this situation. You feel me? You got the, you know, Kevin Durant the whole situation now for the thought team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what it is. All right, yo. So you have any last parting words for our viewers out here? You know, before we wrap it up for the night.
Well, you know, be yourself. Never give up. Anything you want to do, just do it. Anything possible, you push your mind into it. Don't never stop your craft. Always improve every day.
Whoa.
Reach for the stars. Whoa. What happened, son?
Hold on. And I hate to interrupt you when you're talking inspirational vibes, bro. I really hate to do it. But since we're breaking news here, all of this news we breaking on the King Talk with Aaron Sands episode of the season finale, I just got a text.
From who? Mally Mal. Long live the Chief Mally Mal. Why?
Long live the Chief Mally Mal. Just text me.
Why?
He says he's entering the chat.
Oh boy.
If you've been for the viewers, if you've been listening to King Talk Aaron Sands, right? I've been trying to get this dude on from episode 7. Episode 7.
I think before episode 7. So we've been trying to get
maybe 6.
We've been trying to get Long Live the Chief on King Talk with Mr. Aaron Sands for a very long time. So it been
bro. We have it just either scheduling issues on my end or scheduling issues on his end, mainly scheduling issues on his end. But I just got a text.
It's hard to get him to do Premiere Boy season 2.
Yeah, exactly. So for him to text me saying he's about to enter the chat is a big thing. So you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a pin in this, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've never done this before, but we're gonna do it now. This is gonna. We gotta do a 2-parter, bro. Part 2, King Talk Aaron Sands. That's it.
And I guess I'm through here. I guess I'm through
here.
Yeah,
you're not going on. You're not going anywhere. You're staying right here. We're gonna get Alvin on for part 2. Here's what's gonna happen. Next, we're not even gonna do this in a 2-week period. Next week will be the part 2 of the season finale of King Talk with Aaron Sands season 1. It's gonna be me, Ken the Gentleman, Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Yep.
And Long Live the Chief himself, Alvin, Mally Mal in the building all at once. You know what I'm saying? Part 2 King Talk, part 2 season finale King Talk Aaron Sands next week. Right here on all streaming platforms.
Hopefully we get that season 2 of Premiere Boy Podcast now, because ever since Roddy Rod left, things have not been the same. We haven't put an episode. What's going on with that?
Listen, I've just been doing King Talk. That's it.
I guess we find out. Hopefully, we find out next episode. Let's find out next episode, then, man.
Yeah, but in the meantime, in between time, drop your info. You know what I'm saying? And drop your inspirational words, man. I'll give you that though. Drop your info and inspirational words, man.
I mean, I'll say the inspirational words for next episode since I'm back on the show again, on air again. But I'll drop my social media though. Ken _Mr. Gentleman on all platforms. Ken _Mr. Gentleman. Y'all can check out Mr. Gentleman like the podcast each and every Sunday at 12 a.m. We're on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. We just got added to TuneIn Radio and many more.
Shout out to TuneIn. You know the vibes.
Yes, you already know. Also, the Old School Show with myself at the Star Roddy Rod every 4th or 5th Sunday at 12 a.m. Season 4 of Mr. Gentleman like the podcast every 2nd, 3rd, and sometimes 4th Sundays. And Conversation by Music Podcast every 1st Sunday at 12 a.m. Day Night Talk Podcast coming soon. The Countdown Show starting June 25th at 10 p.m. exclusively on Spotify. Exclusively on Spotify only. Every fourth Friday. And last but not least, check out the website on Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast, MrGentlemanLikeThePodcast.com. See what else? There's a lot. What else? Oh, breaking news on King Talk with Mr. Aaron Sands. Coming soon with no news yet. Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast After Hours coming real soon. Exclusive on Spotify. And y'all already know. We got Taj each and every Saturday. Myself and Mr. Aaron Sands, we back.
Damn, I want to do that part, bro. It's King Talk. Wait a minute.
My bad.
It's King Talk. Wait. This is King Talk with Aaron Sands, bro. I want to do the cup intro. It's been a minute. I always wanted to do this, bro.
Oh yeah, you never did it. Oh yeah, you never did it.
I never did this before. I always wanted to do it. We back, baby. We back.
My bad. Do you think, son?
My fault, bro. But I hate to step on your toes on this one, but I ain't never did this one before. Always wanted to do it. If you are in the New York City area this weekend, if you want to have a good ass time with the YPG gents, you know what I'm saying? Ken and Aaron Sands out here in these streets. You could catch us at Taj Best Saturday Party, 21st Street between 5th and 6th Avenues, New York City, 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Table reservations only.
Yes.
Hit my IG. You already know where to follow me as Aaron Sands Premier, AARON SANDSPREMIERE. hit me up for the table reservations. If you're trying to do open bar, you already know it's $100 per person.
Yeah. Fact. $100
Not $100 for the night, but per person.
Oh, and
so
hit
if you
me
got
up.
8 people, that's $800.
Yeah.
Book a table.
Oh, book a table with me too. Y'all can book a table with me too. Ken, Y_Mr. as well, because I also put more ties as well. YPG, myself and Mr. Aaron Sands, yeah.
We are back again. I ain't gonna hold you. I see you doing the Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle podcast. I always wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On King Talk.
Yeah, cause I always used to do it all the time. And also, we should be back at Cassia real soon. We haven't got back to that yet, but should be back there as well real soon.
Yes, so, check us out at Katra as well. And that's what it is. Part 2 of King Talk with Aaron Sands.
I'll be back. I'll be back next week.
Ken is back next week with us. Alvin is joining us for that one. I told him to hold on to that link. We'll be back at it again next week with the true part 2 season finale. King Talk with Aaron Sands. You already know it's Aaron Sands out here. Oh, your song of the day.
Oh yeah, I got my song of the day. It's from an artist named Little Baby. Shockingly enough, I'm not a fan of Little Baby, but I like this song. It features Kurt Franklin. Space Jam 2, baby. That's all I'm gonna say. That was the soundtrack.
I guess I like the first Space Jam. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to R. Kelly, the artist, not the person. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's some. I get this song is. I believe I Could Fly for Space Jam 2. Because this song is fire. I think I'm front. But Kurt Franklin, he brought that. Kurt Franklin brought that fire. It brought that fire to the song. So
Kurt Franklin always bringing that fire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, maybe just get hyped for church in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I love it.
Facts. But you already know. This is your boy Ken. Good on King Talk with Aaron Sands.
And you already know what it is. It's Aaron Sands. We out of here. Catch us next week for the season finale. Alvin in the building. We'll see what he got to say about all this. But until then, it's your boy Aaron Sands, and we up out of here.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, your host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and 1/4 of the Premier Boy Podcast. And you are now listening to my brother Aaron King Talk Sands show, King Talk with Aaron Sands. Yeah!